Today we're decoding the profound, silent language your dog uses to show you ultimate devotion and trust. We share our homes, our couches, and literally our everyday lives with these incredible animals, yet so much of what they're actually communicating to us gets completely lost in translation. So we're going to change how you see your best friend by learning to read those quiet, evolutionary signals.
But think about it for a second. Do you actually know what makes a canine trust someone completely? We kind of always assume our dogs are showing us love through their super obvious excitement, right? Like when we bring out the high-value treats, or grab the leash, or squeak that favorite toy. But is that really trust, or is it just anticipation? The truth is, dogs show real, deep-rooted love in ways most owners completely miss every single day.
To truly understand them, we've got to stop looking for that loud, human-like validation. We naturally expect affection to look like hugs or excited jumping around. But we need to shift our perspective, We need to start recognizing the quiet, evolutionarily significant signs of trust they show us. Once you know what to look for in these quiet moments, those subtle leans, the specific types of eye contact, the ways they choose to sleep, you are literally never going to look at your dog the same way again.
Okay, let's jump straight into Section 1, the power of proximity. Let's look at the deliberate choices your dog makes just to be near you.
So, our very first sign here is leaning. Picture this. You're just standing in the kitchen, or maybe you're sitting on the couch, and your dog walks up, presses their body firmly into your leg, and just stays there. They aren't jumping up, they aren't begging for a scratch. When your dog presses their full weight against you like that, it's not them losing their balance or being needy. It's a highly deliberate way of closing the physical distance. They're essentially saying, I'm choosing to be against you, on purpose. To really appreciate this, we have to look back at their wild ancestors. Out in the wild, canines absolutely do not press their body weight onto things they don't explicitly trust. And why is that? Well, because committing your center of gravity to another object drastically limits your ability to react fast to a sudden threat. A wild canine has to stay ready to spring into action at a moment's notice. So, a domestic dog who leans heavily into you has fundamentally decided you are absolutely no threat at all. They are willingly lowering their defenses. And that perfectly illustrates the core reality of this behavior. Out of literally everything happening in their environment, every single sound, every movement, every potential variable, you are the ultimate safe zone. By leaning on you, they're essentially taking you off their radar of things to worry about. You are the one steadfast, secure thing in the room they don't even need to keep an eye on. Which brings us to another conscious choice of proximity. Let's say you get up from the couch just to grab a quick glass of water. You don't call them, you don't have food, you haven't given a command. Yet, suddenly, your dog is right there behind you. They follow you from room to room for absolutely no discernible reason, other than the simple fact that you moved. We playfully call this Velcro dog behavior, right? But the science behind it is actually fascinating. Researchers studying dog honor bonds used a version of the strange situation test, which is this famous psychological study originally designed for human-infant attachment. And what they found is that dogs treat their owners as a secure base. When you leave a room, their foundation of safety moves, so they just move right along with it. When they're calm, it isn't separation anxiety at all. It's pure proximity seeking. Your physical presence literally regulates their nervous system, exactly like a toddler with a parent. Let's move on to Section 2, the chemistry of connection, and see how this physical proximity turns into literal biological syncing.
Now, eye contact is a pretty complicated thing in the animal kingdom. For a dog, a hard, unblinking stare is deeply confrontational. It's a direct challenge or a threat. But a soft, relaxed gaze, the kind where their eyes are gentle, they linger on your face for a bit before just peacefully drifting away, that is something entirely different. That soft gaze is a profound, active sign of emotional bonding.
But here is where the science gets super interesting. Researchers discovered that this specific type of mutual eye contact actually triggers the release of a hormone called oxytocin in both you and the dog simultaneously. And get this, it's the exact same hormone responsible for that intense feeling of love and bonding between human parents and their newborn babies. It creates what scientists call an oxytocin gaze loop. When they look at you like that, their brain is chemically telling them they love you. And make no mistake, this is a highly exclusive behavior. Dogs absolutely do not hold this kind of soft, lingering, chemically driven eye contact with the mail carrier or some stranger they pass on a walk. To a dog, prolonged eye contact requires immense vulnerability.
It's an intimate act reserved strictly for the person or the people they feel the absolute safest with in the entire world.
All right, Section 3, the surrender of instinct. This is where we transition from conscious choices to completely vulnerable states.
So have you ever walked into a room and just found your dog flopped entirely onto their back, paws jetting up into the air, totally fast asleep? It looks pretty goofy, and it almost always makes us want to go over and give them a belly rub. But when they expose their belly like this, they're presenting the absolute most defenseless part of their anatomy. It's an area where all their vital, major organs sit right beneath the skin, completely lacking the thick fur and muscle protection they have on their back.
Think about it. In a den or out in the wild with a pack, a wild dog or a wolf would almost never expose their stomach while resting unless they were mathematically certain their environment was perfectly safe. So by taking this posture right in your living room, your dog's body is actively confirming that its senses detect absolutely nothing in your home worth staying alert for. It is the ultimate physical manifestation of feeling secure.
But the ultimate, absolute surrender of instinct happens when they fall into deep, REM sleep while physically touching you. And we're going way beyond just napping near your feet here. We're talking about that really heavy sleep where their paws start twitching as they dream, their eyes flutter under their eyelids, their breathing gets super deep, and their hearing dulls entirely. If anything dangerous were to happen in the house, a dog in this state would literally be the last to know.
So the crucial takeaway here is that they had options, right? They didn't choose to sleep on the cool tile floor. They didn't choose to curl up tight in a dark corner or by the doorway where they could keep watch. Instead, they chose you. They willingly let go of every single survival instinct honed over thousands of years that screams at them to stay alert, and they just handed their safety entirely over to you.
Which leads us to our final part, Section 4, the ultimate safe space. This is about becoming your dog's sanctuary.
When you put all these pieces together, whether it's that gentle, heavy lean against your leg while you cook, a soft oxytocin-fueled gaze from across the couch, or falling into a completely defenseless, twitching sleep right in your lap, we realize something really profound. This isn't just about their momentary physical comfort. It is your dog telling you, in the only pure biological language they possess, that you are their ultimate sanctuary. Out of the whole wide world, you are the safest place they know.
So now that you know how to read the silent evolutionary language of canine trust, I've got a question for you. How will your perspective change the next time your dog simply chooses to sit by your side? The next time they lean their weight into your leg or look at you right before drifting off to sleep? Take a second to really see it for what it is.